Hello, everybody. My name is Puppetine from the Geeky Puppet Show. Yes, this is a new name change. It's a last name change. I promise. I promise. I hear Brain from in the distance. He's saying, "Why do they keep changing the name?" He's also saying that. But speaking of things talking from distant places in the darkness, Froggy! Hello.
Hi!
We are here today to talk about Stargirl, Season 2, Episode, what's the number? 7?
I don't know. I have to look at the thumbnail.
7. That's right.
It must be, yeah, it says 7 down there. So it must be correct. And if you like what we're doing here, give us some money. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe. You see the little ticker right there? No, we'll get to it. Start with the business first, then you get to the pleasure.
We'll shill ourselves a little later. Right now, we're going to talk about Stargirl because it's time to give a recap and review. So this episode feels a little out of place. While, yes, Eclipso has escaped, the plot of this episode doesn't revolve around Eclipso. It really revolves around Yolanda. Why? Because Yolanda is haunted by Brainwave. It looks like Eclipso might be behind it, but at the same time, it's really hard to tell because all during it, she's getting these massive attacks on her head, like a
throughout this whole from the beginning of the season, she was having headaches, migraines.
Yep,
and now she started hallucinating, seeing Brainwave and Henry.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it's. But
I want to straight out though before we get into the whole meat and potato about this. We do hear Eclipso has been attacked. He attacked the waitress. You know, when they didn't attack her, but her eye glowed, and then she spilled coffee on this guy. He wanted coffee, and immediately she woke up and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So she was sent home. But after this, Yolanda was walking, and she sees Courtney talking to Cameron. Cameron, and when I gotta say that Courtney and Cameron's little relationship is starting to take a good turn. Courtney was told to come home on her text, but she decided instead of like last time, she ignored it, and she said nope. She put her phone away. Now I thought that was gonna be like a pivotal plot where she's gonna someone's gonna get hurt because she didn't show up, but so far nothing came of that.
No.
But Yolanda sees them across the street, across the diner. And then she kind of looks like she's kind of lovesick, but then because she goes back to the church again, at least twice now in this series, or maybe 3 times now, and she feels guilty.
Yep.
Because she killed Brainwave. She slit his throat. When she's in there confessing, talking to the priest,
forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
All stuff, and talks about this. That was the very first time. This is the second time she walks in there. She's after seeing Courtney, she walks the second time, and before she even gets in to talk to him, she sees her mother standing there, and her mother is with the priest, and he's like, "Don't worry, I didn't tell your mother about anything, but we are concerned about you, And as soon as her mother snaps her, he's like, looks. I know how the priest just kind of looks at her. He's like, told your mother, he's like, "Shut up." There's been so much judgment the past year. Yeah, in the nicest way he could. And he says, and she kind of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be such a hard ass on my daughter.
But she is anyway. This woman is horrible, awful. Her daughter made a mistake over a year ago now, where she sent a dirty picture to her boyfriend, and. Yep. It got posted all over school because of Cindy, and now her mother will just treat her like she's some
trash.
I hate this woman. I want her to die. She is worse than Brainwave.
I don't want her to die, but I want her to get some sense smacked into her head and realize I want her to atone for her sins. But I don't want anybody to die in the show.
Nope. I like,
except maybe Calypso because he's not really human. He's just an evil entity.
Her mother is just a vicious.
Oh yeah,
and I'm sorry. I'm going to have to break our rule. She's a bitch. A bitch.
Wow, harsh language.
I'm sorry.
I would say this woman is very volatile. She's very upset. centered, upstuck, self-centered, and she's the kind of person that shouldn't have kids.
No,
because
she can't understand that people make mistakes, and she thought her daughter was perfect, and her daughter made a mistake, but ever since that, it doesn't matter. She's grounded for life until this woman. No, there's no atoning. She can't atone for her sins. Her sin is being a terrible, terrible person, a horrible human.
You can't atone for that. You just, of course, apology means nothing. But over the years, though, maybe Yolanda will learn to forgive her. That's up to this choice. But it is possible to atone for bad things. But there still is a price to pay for stuff, your actions. I'm not saying no one gets away scot-free. No one's a Red Hood.
But the point of this, while I do complain about this, the show is still good. This episode does feel like it's a little off course because Eclipso is not the heart of the matter. It is Yolanda's trouble with.
And that's the thing, though. We know that when she saw Cameron and Courtney talking, you hear Eclipso's voice, Yolanda, and she looks around, and then before she goes to church. And then, this is what happens, though, because after she's in there talking to her mom, and they're talking, her mom can apologize a little bit. Not really apologize, but kind of like, show something that she cares a little bit. I don't know if it would, just for a brief second. And then Yolanda gets a headache, and then she sees Brainwave at the, because you're up by the altar. She sees Brainwave by the door, and she runs out, and it follows him, This makes, and then as a show, and this is spoilers, more spoilers. So if you haven't watched this, I recommend you go watch it. I'm gonna give you a full recap. We find out that Brainwave, is inside her mind. He says, "When I died, I cast my mind into yours, and I'm trying to take over your body because you're weak." Now this is what gets confusing because remember we heard. Eclipso earlier saying, so maybe Eclipso's messing with their head, knowing he knows her guilt.
Yeah.
And he's playing on it. Or
Brainwave is really in her head.
He's really in her head.
Yeah.
Either way, we don't really get a confirmation on this. We do find out that she starts battling against him in her mind inside the church later on in the episode. And Courtney shows up with the staff,
Yeah.
And pretty much Yolanda grabs hold of the staff. That's what basically you see
wakes her up.
Yeah, basically kind of wakes her up. So we don't know if that really was. Maybe I guess that the fact that the staff counteracted it. I think the staff is a counteraction to remember the darkness, remember? So maybe it wasn't Brainwave in there. I think it was Eclipso. And maybe Eclipso is not strong enough, like he's still yet. Maybe, remember, he's out. He's feeding off other people, but doing multiple things, he might not be able to multitask as much.
It gets to the point in this episode, after that happens, that Yolanda tells Courtney that she's done, that she she shouldn't have been Wildcat.
Yeah,
she's never been put in the position to kill anybody.
She confesses to the team, and Courtney says, we should have told you before, but. And it's like, Courtney says that, and then Rick says, "Dude, I would have killed him too." And then Yolanda's like, "Well, why don't you kill Grundy?" I'm thinking right now, do you understand that he's a freaking zombie? You cannot kill him.
He could have crushed Grundy's head. We saw it.
Yeah, but we know like I said, us being comic geeks, we know that Grundy has been almost killed before, and he just comes right back.
Yeah, but that's because that's in the comic books.
This is pretty much similar to the comic books. This is Jeff Johns. I don't think Jeff Johns would really do something like that, But yes, I understand because this is more like a CW, and I don't know if CW has got an influence on this yet. Because so far it hasn't been too cringy at all. It hasn't really cringy at all. But
no, really great.
I just don't understand her blaming Courtney for all this. Why you choose me? Well, something. What was me? She quits her job.
The reason why is because she can. She needs to find someone else to blame, and she doesn't. She shouldn't have to blame anybody. Brainwave had to die. Brainwave was going to kill all of them.
Yeah,
it was self-defense,
Exactly, and that's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
But
So,
her to blame Rick and all, she's like, no, I have to kill Eclipso because none of you guys are strong enough. I'm thinking, dude, Eclipso's not a freaking human.
no,
He
but
was trapped in the prison. They even read the article, the journal about him, how he was summoned, an evil creature. So
yeah,
why would she be upset about killing him?
well, she thinks that she's going to have to. She thinks
Well,
that
guess
he's
what,
going to have to die.
lady? Life sucks. You get over it. You grow past it. You don't give in to your fear, man. And that's why I think Eclipso's done a really number on her head. With it already fragile as it was, because her mom, remember growing up, I wonder how harsh her mom was on her this past year.
She wasn't. She wasn't. No, because Yolanda was perfect until one mistake.
Well, I mean, but after the whole Henry thing, I wonder how harsh her mom was on her to really mess up her head.
She's
and if she doesn't within the next 2 episodes realize and overcome her own fear, this has probably been like the worst writing I've seen. Probably, it takes forever for her to get over this stuff, because we want character growth. Remember, we don't want regression.
Yeah, but she hasn't grown past this. It isn't regression until she moves past.
She's going back to where she kind of regressed back to the point where after she got, when Courtney Gore, before she put on the suit, she's become a scaredy cat.
Yeah. Oh. But no, it's not. It's not to the point where it's bad writing. It's not bad writing. This is.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I was saying it would be bad writing if they stretch it out for the next 4 or 5 episodes.
Well, I think it's going to be that. I think maybe this could grow to the point where one by one the team falls apart, and then they have to reconnect to the end.
Yeah, I just don't want the whole cliche thing.
I don't know.
That's my thing.
We're going to have to wait and see. But overall, I think this is a fine episode. That is all there is really to it.
We did leave at one small point. Eclipso appeared in the diner in the very beginning, and when that lady poured the hot coffee on the guy, she gave him a sucker, and he kind of it was blue raspberry. We see him, and we see him towards the end. He's got the blue raspberry sucker in his mouth. He's kind of ooh, tastes good, or crunch it, and starts laughing at the end.
Yeah.
I asked him about the series. What if Eclipso forms a bond with Yolanda?
I don't know, because now Eclipso seems to have a target in Beth.
Well, the other thing is that if she's heightened to his remember being a I don't think I'll call her a werecat, but the costume gives her powers. Cats are tuned to supernatural stuff. They've always been infected in movies, like in the movie Ghosts, and Pet Sematary and all that stuff. Cats can see the window to the soul and all that stuff. I wonder if she can see things, and that's why Eclipso's taking her out first.
I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see.
I can't wait.
Well, you're gonna have to wait.
No, but I demand the answer is no.
You must wait.
I cannot wait.
Well,
I'm not a patient man like Pat.
Well, you are out of luck then. But
we also learned that. I'm sorry. I just want to say one more thing. We also learned that that the son, Pat's son, does not know what wax on and wax off means.
Oh yeah, because they're working on rebuilding Stripe.
Yep, the robot.
Mm-hmm. And Mike has a little panic with the black diamond because it turns into leeches.
Yeah, he touches it and the leeches go over his arm, and then Pat sees and kind of hugs him, calls him. Shade also as well. Remember, Shade was in this. He appeared to Courtney's mom. At least what we thought was.
That's what she thinks. But
yeah, we don't know. It was black ooze though. She touched on the ground, dripped. So it probably is Eclipso. I think Eclipso's going after all of them.
Ooh, Eclipso kills Yolanda in the comics.
Well, I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I was wondering if something like that would happen. If there was going to be a brutal team murder.
I don't really think they'll do that though. I think they're going to amend it because remember this is a show for kids.
Good, interesting observation, Froggy. Hello to Maranya and Evil Black Cat. Thank you so much for joining us. The thumbnail is going to change later on to something else. This is just a stock image, a basic image, so that way we can manage our time better. Speaking of managing time, this is about the end. So thank you all so much for joining us. Please make sure to like and subscribe and to comment. Let us know what you think about the show. And well,
I just want to say real quickly, for those who are new to this, those who are also are recurring visitors, we're going to try experiment. We're going to try keeping these times from now on Tuesdays to make it easy for people.
Yep.
So
be on the lookout at 10:35 for Supergirl for our recap and
at
review.
10:35 Eastern, 9:35 Central,
Mhm.
8:05 Eastern, I think. No, 9:05 Eastern, and 8:05 Central for Supergirl.
No.
So
No. 9:05 Eastern for Stargirl. Supergirl is
sorry.
It's okay. So
they're both girls.
Yes, but one's significantly better than the other.
One's a star.
The one is the star. That's the better one. But also make sure to check out the Ko-Fi for our classic puppet theater here on the Geeky Puppet Show. Yes, I'm going to still have to get used to that name. So, with all that being said, for Froggy and myself, thank you so much, and we will see you soon and next time. But until then, bye!
Bye! Indiana Jones!